Hello, and welcome to my Pedagogical Stance 2.0. First, I'd like to start out with a land acknowledgement. I am joining from Fraser Lake, where I'm grateful to live, work, and play on the traditional and unceded territories of the Notley-Wooten and Stellatan First Nations. I think the biggest takeaway for me from the summer is the importance of place. We learned that we all take our place with us wherever we go. It shapes who we are, how we see the world, how we relate to one another, ourselves, and to the land. I am learning that fostering meaningful, authentic relationships, practicing self-care, and integrating social emotional learning creates safe, supportive learning environments. This in turn enhances student engagement, improves academic outcomes, and supports mental health and well-being. So for me, building meaningful, authentic relationships with my students is at the heart of effective teaching. And Dr. James Cormer speaks to this when he says, "No significant learning can occur without a significant relationship." Reggie Rootman echoes this sentiment when she says, "If we win a person's heart, the engagement, effort, and intellect of the mind are more likely to follow." And then she goes on to say how we might do this. To reach the heart, we appeal to people's interests, needs, and curiosity, respect their culture and background, value them as individuals, and care about their well-being. In our human development class with Miriam, we also learned that taking care of our own well-being and stress is important in building those relationships with students. If we are calm, clear, and kind, we can lend our calm to our students. Connecting before correcting and sharing ourselves are also important. So making sure you have that relationship in place before taking any sort of disciplinary action, things like that. I like to use humor to connect with my students and share funny stories, personal stories, things like that. Including social and emotional learning is crucial to creating safe, supportive learning environments. At the top there, we see the benefits of SEL. So good science links SEL to the following student gains, such as social emotional skills, improved attitudes about self, others, and school, positive classroom behavior, and improved standardized test scores, so improved academic outcome. SEL also reduces conduct problems, aggressive behavior, and emotional distress. And then to wrap this slide up, I thought I'd share a beautiful quote from Maya Angelou, who says, "I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." I am learning that reflecting on my intersectional identity and positionality while engaging with my students' families and communities are essential for creating inclusive, empathetic, and culturally responsive classrooms where every student feels valued and empowered to succeed. So why do we talk about context so much? According to Joe Crona, an important aspect of Indigenous systems is that they respond to and honor context. Knowledge and understanding are entrenched in relationship and connected to people and place. She also says, "Who I am is situated in dynamic relationship to time and place." This invites us as educators to reflect on our own positionality and context. According to the Rucker article, the first step in being culturally responsive is to do an internal self-audit, to understand how our implicit bias impact how we relate to our students and their parents, how we choose curriculum, assess learning, and plan lessons. It's also important that in our role as teachers, we work in relationship with children and strive to ensure that they feel safe, confident, motivated, and listened to. So we collaborate with our children, not only our children, but also their families and their communities. I am learning that creating inclusive, flexible, and literacy-rich environments that honor and reflect students' diverse backgrounds and funds of knowledge is essential for developing vibrant, literate identities and student-centered, socially just classrooms. According to Harvey and Ward, equitable access to an abundance of texts, including rich classroom libraries, guiding reading sets, level text, and a range of literature circle texts, and novel collections, is a social justice issue. Children need literature that serves as a window onto lives and experiences different from their own, and a literature that serves as a mirror, reflecting themselves and their cultural values, attitudes, and behaviors, according to Schreier. Everything that is communicated in the classroom also creates realities related to literate identities. In order to act as an educator for the child, the environment has to be flexible. It must undergo frequent modification by children and the teachers in order to remain up to date and responsive to their needs, to be protagonists in constructing their knowledge. When children find themselves in environments that are beautiful, soothing, full of wonder and discovery, they feel intrigued, respected, and eager to live their days living and learning in this place. I am learning that responsive literacy instruction is a holistic and social practice that uses scaffolding, assessment, differentiated teaching within the gradual release of responsibility model to shape students' identities, foster meaningful connections, and promote inclusive and academically fruitful learning environments. As a social practice, literacy has the power to shape identities and communities, meaning that specific social and cultural contexts influence and shape how we view and understand the world, emphasizing the need for literacy to include diverse social and cultural contexts. When the discourse within our classrooms opens the doors to rich opportunities for communication and growth, our students are more likely to develop positive literate identities. Vygotsky's theory suggests that learning occurs most powerfully in situations that are highly social and in which children are engaged with one another and the teacher in meaningful activities where there is a great deal of talk. These initiatives echo what has already been known by First Peoples, that education is a complex process that is personal, holistic, embedded in relationship to each other, to self, and to the land, and is most effective when it is authentic and relevant. I came into this program believing that having a positive pedagogical relationship with my students was the key to their academic success. While I still believe that to be true, I know that knowing my students well is also vital to their social and emotional well-being. I'm truly grateful for the path I'm on and for the opportunity to learn and grow as a teacher. Looking ahead, my goal is to create inclusive, safe, and welcoming environments where every student feels seen, valued, and empowered to grow. Over the next few months, I want to prioritize my mental health and well-being so I can remain grounded and present. I'm proud of the work I've done so far in developing authentic, meaningful relationships with my students. I truly believe that without significant relationship, there can be no significant learning. Before I share my next learning statement, I just wanted to share how I reflected on my own positionality. I put myself into the ecological model by Bronfenbrenner, The Wheel of Power and Privilege, and looked back at my visual autobiography, all to just show where I'm coming from and how that influences my teaching philosophy and teaching